Jackson Pollock splashed paint and wasn't sorry, by Fausto Gilberti. These shoes belong to Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock was a painter. He was born in the Wild West of the United States more than 100 years ago. After growing up surrounded by nature, he moved to New York City to study art. Jackson was 18. It was in this great city that Jackson met Lee and Peggy. Lee was a fellow artist who later became Jackson's wife. Peggy was an important lady who helped collect Jackson's paintings, exhibited them at her gallery, and helped him sell them too. After a few years in the city, Jackson and Lee moved to a farm in the countryside. There, Jackson found the peace and inspiration he needed to experiment with a new way of painting. Jackson didn't like standing in front of an easel with a brush and a palette. When he painted, he moved. He would paint and move, paint and move. How did he do that? Did he paint while turning somersaults? Or while running across the canvas? Maybe he painted while riding a bike with his brush in hand. Or while dancing the boogie woogie. Could he have painted while climbing the Rocky Mountains? Or gliding through the air on a parachute? What about painting while swimming in a river? Well, he didn't quite paint in those ways, though he probably would have enjoyed trying. Jackson actually painted by walking around a huge canvas that was spread out on the floor. Sometimes he painted in drips. Sometimes he painted by whirling his arms around. He splashed paint using brushes, sticks, and spoons, or poured it straight out of a can. Jackson was careful with his drips and splashes, making sure the paint landed exactly where he wanted. He painted with the energy and grace of a dancer. He painted with rhythm and order, concentrating on every movement until the very last drop of paint fell on the canvas. "It's finished," he said. Jackson was unlike any other painter. He did things his own way, with drips, splashes, and movement, and he wasn't sorry. Some people did not like his paintings. Others did not understand them. But Jackson couldn't paint in any other way. When he painted, his heart would beat like a drum, and he could not stay still. People soon began to understand his work, and some even tried painting the same way he did. His artworks became famous, and now they hang in museums around the world. Jackson, you did it!